So have you ever wondered how to get that blurry background in your photos? Well, it has something to do with aperture or f-stop, which gives you something called shallow depth of field. If you want to learn more, keep watching this video so you can use aperture to improve your photography. Hello, my name is Charles. This is a series called Photography Basics, and today I'm going to focus on aperture. I'll teach you how to use aperture to get that blurry background. Let's get started. Simply put, aperture is the hole in the lens through which light travels into the camera body onto the camera sensor. You can actually see it happen. Your lens has blades inside that actually open and close to create a smaller or larger hole. The hole size is your aperture. In photography, aperture is expressed in f numbers, also known as f-stops. F-stops are a way of describing how open or closed the aperture is. The smaller the f-stop means a larger aperture, while a larger f-stop means a smaller aperture. You hear things like aperture and f-stop used interchangeably all the time. Aside from controlling the amount of light passing through the lens and into the camera, the aperture is going to control the depth of field in your image. So basically, how blurry the background is beyond your base subject. When you have a blurry background and your subject is crystal clear, you could say your photo has a shallow depth of field. You are going to adjust your aperture on the back of your camera body. As you can see on the back of my camera, I'm changing the f number from f1.8 to f22. What is going to give you your range of f-stop numbers is the lens you have on your camera. Let's talk about lenses for a bit. Hey, if you're getting value out of this video and you want to see more like this, please consider subscribing. Every lens has a limit on how large or small the aperture can get. If you take a look at the specifications of your lens, it should indicate the maximum apertures, that's the lowest f numbers, and minimum apertures, highest f numbers. The maximum aperture of the lens is much more important than a minimum aperture because it shows the speed of the lens. Lenses with apertures of f1.4 or f2.8 are considered fast lenses because they can pass more light into the camera than, for example, a lens with a maximum aperture of f4 or f5.6. That's the reason night photography requires fast lenses. In photography, you will hear lenses with large apertures referred to as fast glass. Honestly, aperture is going to have the biggest impact on my image because it's going to dictate the depth of field in my image. For example, I'm shooting a flower. I want to make sure my aperture is wide open, maybe f4 or f1.8. Those are really small numbers because that's going to allow me to get a nice blurry background behind my main subject. Whereas if I was shooting at f12 or f16, the whole frame is going to be in focus. The background will be in focus, the flower is going to be in focus, and I just don't want that look. So here's a shot of 3 cameras. You can see the depth of field. The first shot is at f1.8. You can see that the 2 cameras are on either side of the main camera are blurry. So we have the shallow depth of field there. The second shot is at f4, and you can start to see the cameras in the background come a little bit more in focus. The third shot is at f8, losing a little bit of that depth of field. And the last shot is at f22, and you can see that all 3 cameras are in focus. So you can see how the aperture number went up as the depth of field decreased. So you want to set your aperture based on your subject. If I'm shooting one person for a portrait, I might shoot at f2 or f2.5, but if I'm shooting a group of people, I'm going to crank up my aperture a little bit, maybe somewhere around 3.5 or f4 range. I need more depth of field to make sure that everyone looks in focus. So here's a shot of 3 cameras. You can see the 2 cameras are on either side of the main camera are blurry. So we have the shallow depth of field there. The second shot is at f8, losing a little bit of that depth of field. And the last shot is at f22, and you can see that all 3 cameras are in focus. So you can see how the aperture number went up as the depth of field decreased. So you want to set your aperture based on your subject. If I'm shooting one person for a portrait, I might shoot at f2 or f2.5, but if I'm shooting a group of people, I'm going to crank up my aperture a little bit, maybe somewhere around 3.5 or f4 range. I need more depth of field to make sure that everyone looks in focus. But if I'm shooting a landscape, before we get into that, like this video and comment down below. How long have you been shooting for? I would love to hear from you guys and connect with you in the comments. Where I want a tree in front of me and the mountain in the distance, all in focus, I'm going to go up to something like f16, maybe f22. Something where everything is going to be in focus. So that's how you use Aperture to get your depth of field going. So I want to sum up everything for you guys. Really simple, Aperture refers to how much light is going through your lens. And so you can change this by going to a high f-stop or a low f-stop. Now those are going to do different things. A lower f-stop is going to give you that blurry background like f1.4, whereas a higher f-stop like f16 is going to keep a lot more things in focus. If you want more videos like this, see the ones above, and remember, it's never too late to learn. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.